Most people believe the next global power struggle will erupt in Taiwan or Ukraine or the Middle East. But the real battle is unfolding somewhere most people never look, at the very top of the world. A place once considered useless, frozen, empty, forgotten. Today, it is becoming the most valuable real estate on Earth. This is the Arctic Scramble, and it may decide who controls the future global order. For centuries, the Arctic protected itself with ice. No ships, no armies, no trade routes. It was nature's fortress. But climate change has done what wars never could. The ice is melting and power is moving in. What was once a frozen barrier is now an open gateway to resources, trade, and military advantage. And every power knows it. Beneath the Arctic seabed lies a strategic jackpot. Nearly 30% of the world's undiscovered natural gas, more than 10% of undiscovered oil, and vast reserves of rare earth minerals essential for artificial intelligence, electric vehicles, missiles, and modern defense systems. In the 21st century, control over resources means control over technology, and control over technology means influence. This is not just about money. It is about who sets the rules in the next global system. Now comes the real game changer. As ice melts, new shipping routes are opening for the first time in human history. The Northern Sea Route can slash shipping time between Asia and Europe by weeks. The Northwest Passage challenges traditional Atlantic routes, and a future transpolar route would bypass every major maritime choke point on Earth. No Suez Canal, no Malacca Strait, no geopolitical bottlenecks. Whoever controls Arctic shipping will not just move goods faster, they will shape global trade itself. And that changes everything. No country understands this better than Russia. More than half of the Arctic coastline belongs to Moscow, and Russia treats the region as a core national asset. It has reopened Cold War military bases, deployed advanced missile systems, built airfields, radar networks, and strategic ports, and created the world's largest fleet of nuclear-powered icebreakers. For Russia, the Arctic is not optional. It is about energy exports, military depth, and geopolitical relevance. Losing control of the Arctic would mean losing leverage on the global stage. For years, the West underestimated this region. That era is now over. The United States is rebuilding its icebreaker fleet. Norway, Denmark, Finland, and Sweden are strengthening Arctic defenses. Submarine patrols beneath polar ice have intensified. The Arctic is no longer a neutral zone. It is becoming a silent front line, cold, remote, and extremely dangerous. Then there is China. China has no Arctic coastline, yet it calls itself a near Arctic state. Because China understands long-term power, Beijing is investing in Arctic infrastructure, funding research stations, partnering with Russia on energy projects, and promoting what it calls a polar Silk Road. China does not need troops in the Arctic today. It needs access, influence, and dependency. And in geopolitics, those are often more powerful than weapons. On paper, the Arctic is governed by international agreements, maritime law, territorial shelf claims, the Arctic Council. But here's the problem. These systems were designed for cooperation, not rivalry between nuclear powers. As ice melts faster than diplomacy can adapt, disputes become inevitable. And in geopolitics, accidents rarely stay accidents for long. There is also a darker irony. Climate change opened the Arctic, but the race to exploit it may accelerate environmental destruction. An oil spill in the Arctic would not be temporary, it would be permanent. Yet history tells us one thing clearly. When power, security, and survival collide, the environment is often the first casualty. This is not a distant polar story. The Arctic will influence energy prices, trade costs, military tensions, and global stability. The next global power shift will not begin with a declaration of war. It will begin quietly, through ports, pipelines, satellites, and shipping lanes at the top of the world. The Arctic Scramble is not a future conflict. It is happening right now. And the coldest region on Earth may decide the hottest questions of our time. If you want to understand geopolitics before it becomes breaking news, subscribe to the channel and visit manishgoswami.com for deeper insights into global affairs, career guidance, and strategic thinking. Because in the new world order, awareness is not optional, it is power.